Welcome to the Solo Owner's Guide to Freedom. How to earn 50,000 plus cleaning houses under 3 days per week without employees. My name is Ken Carfagno, creator of the ISO cleaning model and this course. Today, we're discussing price to win. So put down your sponges, put down your vacuum cleaners, grab your notebooks, because class starts now. Price to win. The right cleaner for them, your client. Who are they looking for in you? Well, one, just showing up and doing what you say you're going to do raises you to the upper echelon. 90% of all cleaners literally blow away the field because you just show up. That's easy. Having proper insurance and being a legitimate business. That's another checkbox. Easy. Easy to do, easy not to do. Professional and clean cut image, okay? Appearances, your appearance and your language, clean at all times. Your personality, kindness, and a heart for service, okay? You see where I'm getting to with this. Flexibility, this is huge. Flexibility is huge to keep them happy. And desire to keep communication number one between you and them, okay? You do these things, these are called the intangibles. I didn't even mention cleaning skills or the excellence that you have in your cleaning. I didn't mention that. That's a given. Any cleaner that's competing worth their salt, they're going to be a good cleaner, but you can set yourself apart with these intangibles and get your prices higher. That's the first piece of price to win. Set yourself apart. But how about the right client for you? That's you being the right service for them. How about who's the right client for you? Well, first of all, I love this quote from Tim Ferriss. If you offer an excellent product at an acceptable price, there is a fair trade. Tim Ferriss. Remove fear, false evidence appearing real. You're on the same level as the client. You aren't a servant. Oh, Mr. King client. You're not a servant. You're not some lowly cleaner. Oh, I'm just here with my sponge. Trying to get them to hire you. No, 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 no. You run a business, and as I like to say, I offer blueberry pie. Okay? I make my blueberry pie a certain way. You may not want my blueberry pie. You might want an apple pie or a cranberry pie or banana, whatever pie, pumpkin pie. I offer blueberry, and it's the way I make it. If you want my blueberry pie, it's going to cost a certain amount of money, and it's a fair trade. If you don't want it, no problem. You have to disassociate the no from a personal attack on you, no, to a no being against the pie that you're offering. If they say no, you say next. Okay. The 80-20 rule applies so many places. I love how Tim Ferriss says this. He goes on to say in the 4-Hour Work Week, 20% of your clients will consume 80% of your time and attention. That's not good. While 20% will create 80% of your profits and security. So choose the right 20%. I'll repeat that again. Choose the right 20%. If you choose the wrong one, and I got a story in a minute, the right ones are low maintenance. The check is on the table when you get there. The toys are picked up. All the stuff on the kitchen counter is put away. They tell you if something needs to improve. They want to make it better. They never complain or constantly cancel. And profile your clients before you take them. Think of what realtors do. Realtors pre-screen every prospect, okay? And they want to make sure that they can afford the house. They don't want to talk to people that can't afford the house if they're going to try and sell a house. As a general rule of thumb, experience has shown that families are willing to spend. This is my experience, and I'm a former engineer, so I do calculations. Okay, families are willing to spend between 1.5% and 3% of their family's gross income on house cleaning. Now, this will be covered in detail on the closing the sale lesson. Story time. Remember I said something about, oh, I have a story about that. Well, the wrong 20%. I wish I could tell you this is a story that happened 5 years ago, 10 years ago. I've been doing this for 12 years. I got caught this week, okay? Last week I get a call for a one-time job, 3 apartments in a building, and I go and do the estimate. I don't really make myself available so soon, but I did, and the money over $1,000 was dangled in front of my face, $100 an hour plus. I can easily get that. But the clients, it was an out of town owner, a property manager doing it. Long story short, they were causing me emotional and mental, taking up my attention on the weekend. And the night before, I didn't even know if I was cleaning the night before. And it was adding a lot of stuff to me. I didn't want to have to deal with that when I was with my family. So here's what Tim Ferriss says. If you have drama before they hire you, that's a flag, big red flag, because you're going to have drama after. So I went and did my job. I got paid through PayPal, $1,200 in my account when I got home from cleaning 10 hours, $120 an hour. But here's what happened. 2 days later, property manager shows up, sends me a text with like 10 pictures of all the little things I missed, a cobweb here, this here, nitpicking. Oh my gosh. I've been doing this 12 years. I've had it happen less than 10 times in 12 years. And so I recognized the drama beforehand, but I took the job. Now I got the money, so it wasn't a loss. I'll take the money. But I just happened just this week, the wrong 20%. If it's a one-time job, you can probably stomach it more. But on a recurring client, if there's drama before, they're in the wrong 20%. Okay. Mindset 1, perceived value. If you set initial prices between $75 and $125, you're basically telling your market that you are the low-priced Walmart cleaner, okay? This will attract the wrong people to you, okay? But if you set your initial prices higher than a reasonable initializer level of $125 to $175 for a bi-weekly client, you set yourself apart, okay, as a higher-priced cleaner. This will communicate to your market that you are better than others. Why else would you charge so much? They're thinking, he charges that much, they must be better. I perceive that he's a better cleaner because his prices are higher. It really is dichotomy. You think, well, I don't want to charge higher because people think I'm too pricey. Actually, you charge higher, they think you're better. Hello. Only discount when you are building cleaning competence or looking to crank up a grand opening or a grand reopening. The client needs to know full retail price to perceive your value, even if you do get a better price with a discount. Mindset 2, okay, this is where I wrinkle the feathers of some of the other cleaning business owners out there. I'm a by the job pricing guy, not a by the hour. Okay, follow me with this. By the job pricing is vital to the ISO cleaning model success. Never tell clients your hourly rate. I price the house, scope, and detail to estimate price. Every home is unique. Does that make sense? Or I used to say a little bit less intense to the person. Well, I price by the house, the scope and the detail to get the estimate for the price. So every house is unique. Every home is unique. Does that make sense? Boom. I teach that as an initializer, you want to start between $30 and $40 an hour. In the stabilized phase, you can move up into the 40 to 50 range. And when you optimize, you get a business on a firm, solid foundation. that ain't shaking, that ain't falling off. Sorry about my 8 slang there. Then you go above 50. Okay, now I did the same thing. I started at $35 an hour back in 2006. Went up to $40, 45, about every 3 years, 50, 55, 60, and now I'm over that. Between 60 and 80, I'm recurring and over 100 one time. Okay. Here's a simple example of why by the job is better than by the hour. Okay, by the hour, you have a 3-hour house at $40 per hour. Okay, this earned you $120. Duh, 3 times $40. If you speed up, you do it in less time, you collect less money because by the hour. Okay, but if you take longer, you get more money, but you upset the client. This is like no incentive. This stinks. By the job, same house, $120 house. You priced it at $120 by the job. It takes you 3 hours, okay? You still earn $120. If you speed up and do it in 2, you increase your hourly rate from $40 to $60 per hour. This is key to the ISO cleaning model. So you take longer, you lose money. There's a huge incentive to make sure that you clean efficiently with quality, fast. Let's talk about a set desired hourly rate. Let's set a new one. So first, determine your current average hourly rate. Now we're digging into some nuts and bolts of pricing. Divide your average revenue in a week by your average clean time. Let's say you cleaned 20 hours, okay? Your revenue for the week was $500. Well, that'd be $25 per hour as a average hourly rate. Set your desired hourly rate, the DHR, okay, and here's how you do that. If you're a new business, set your DHR to $30 per hour. It's low, but you got to start somewhere. Okay, new business start, set your DHR at $30 an hour. This comes into play in the art of the estimate, okay? If the AHR is less than $30 per hour, immediately set your DHR, your desired hourly rate, to $30 per hour. If your average is less than 30, increase to 30 at minimum so you start actually having averages that show what your desire is, okay? Don't be cleaning for under $30 an hour. That's a no-no. I personally think under 40 is a no-no, but let's start somewhere, okay? Some of you guys are brand new in business. Okay, if your AHR, again, your average hourly rate is between 30 and 40, okay, that's pretty good, maybe 32, 35. I want you to set your desired hourly rate to 40. So I know this is probably going to spark some questions. What's the difference between the average and the desired hourly rate? Again, the desired hourly rate comes into play when you do estimates. You have to pick a number for what your rate is. That's your desired hourly rate. Your actual hourly rate is, let's say you estimated 4 hours times $40, your desired hourly rate. Okay? You did it in 3. That's your average hourly rate would be based on the 3 hours, not on the 4 that you estimated. Hopefully that makes more sense. But again, if you're between 30 and 40 on average hourly rate, set your DHR for 40, definitely. And again, this will be covered in the art of the estimate. Moving on. Recurring cleaning is the key to unlock everything in your business and your future. Okay, first, the key to my entire ISO cleaning model is recurring profit. It ties to your family budget, and it ties through a metric called the peace factor. Recurring cleaning anchors your business with predictable income. Half as strenuous and half as dirty as one-time cleaning. For anyone that's done one-time jobs, they're dirty. Like I said, this one I just did this week, I was sweaty and my yellow shirt was brown from cleaning 3 ovens, 3 refrigerators. It was gross. But going to recurring jobs, you don't break a sweat that much and you don't get that dirty. My goal personally for you, and what I've been doing for me, give the client what they want for a price they can afford while maintaining your average hourly rate above your desired hourly rate. Again, if your desired hourly rate is 40, work faster so your average hourly rate could be 50 or 60. This means that you constantly improve efficiency. Your actual times calculated as average hourly rate are faster than your estimated times, which is calculated from your desired hourly rate. I know I'm getting in the weeds with some of these things, but hang on to this, study this, come back to it when we're in the art of the estimate. You'll see how this plays. And I'm going to say this slow. Don't sell, serve. Don't sell, serve. The golden rule is key. See through their eyes. The right ones will hire you. Let's talk about the initial clean. I give 3 options on initial clean. First one, they don't need one. You know, you can see it. They've had a service before. You know, if my level's an 8 out of 10 to maintain a house, if it's like a 7, 8, 9, I'm not going to sell them an initial clean. They don't need it. It builds trust. Hey, you don't need an initial clean. I'm not going to sell you one. We'll just get started on your recurring schedule. They love that. They trust me. I see this happen 20, 30% of the time. And probably because they had a cleaner before, professional cleaning before. The second option is they really need initial cleaning, and it's got to be done prior to recurring visits. If there's too much to spread out over 3 visits, schedule this first. This is where you go in and do the big job beforehand, the big $400, $500, $600 job before you start doing the regular visits. I see this also happens 20 to 30% of the time. These are both entails. What I do the most, and people love this, option 3, spread it out. And it's easy to sell. It comes across as saving them money and courteous. Okay, it shows that I'm flexible, that you're flexible. You spread the initial cleaning over 2 to 3 visits at the agreed recurring visit price. Okay, if you agree on $150 per visit, you just explain to them, hey, over the next 3 visits, I'm going to wrap the initial cleaning into those 3 visits. Okay, and then by the 4th visit, I'll be doing the whole house per our agreement for recurring cleaning. They love that. They don't have to spend any more money, and they get the house initial cleaned. The frequency, let's talk about just some terminology. So if you're new to the business, this will be very helpful for you. Frequency, and get you calibrated with how I do things and how I teach. Now, I work off a 4-week rotating calendar. There's weekly cleanings, 52 visits per year, every week. About 10% of clients chooses frequency, and maybe even less. I haven't done any well. Biweekly is the gold standard in the cleaning business. 26 visits per year. It's every other week. 60% of clients, from my experience, choose the biweekly, and it's the most popular. The monthly, I love the monthly. It's not, the 5th of every month, the 10th. It's every 4th week on a set schedule, 13 times per year. About 30% of my clients choose the monthly, and you can fit those nice into a schedule. And then you get some odd ones, bi-monthly, every other month, less than 5%, and quarterly, less than 5%. And that's every 4 visits per year. Now let's talk about scope and detail of a recurring cleaning. And this is how this starts to come into what I call the optioning when we get to the art of the estimate. I want you to hear the terminology that I use when I'm talking to somebody and I'm thinking about a house for recurring cleaning. I say, okay, there's the whole house. So you look at a house and maybe 2,500 square feet, 4 bedrooms, 2.5 bath. Okay, I look at the whole house. Okay, I would clean the whole house every time. This is much more popular for the monthly frequency. People want their whole house cleaned if they only want it once a month. I offer a partial house. This is very common. This is where I start to ask the questions of, well, I have priority 1, priority 2, priority 3. Okay, and I'll get into this shortly. Essentially, actually, I'll just tell you. Priority 1 is this has got to be done every time that you come. Priority 2, it's got to be done some to most of the time that you come. And priority 3, rarely ever. So you have that spare bedroom in the 2nd floor or a spare bathroom or something. That's priority 3. So I ask them, Is this a priority 2 room, a 1, a 3? They tell me, I write it down. So I take priority 3 off, just 1 and 2. That's partial house, okay? And this is most popular for biweekly frequency. Main areas +1. I love this one too. I created this about 10 years ago. Main areas. I was looking for a way to option people to give them, because I was pricey. I wanted to get a way that I could bring the price down more, but still keep my average hourly rate, okay, over at that point 50. And so I take my priority ones and say, every time I come, I do these priority ones, no exception. But the 2s and 3s, we're just going to rotate them around by you choosing 1 or 2. I would give them a price quote for a +1 or a +2. So main areas +1. I do the priority ones, and they say, "Hey, Ken, can you do that upstairs bathroom? Ken, can you vacuum that room up? Do that bedroom upstairs. Can you touch up the basement?" So whatever it is, they pick it. And lastly, there's the custom list. The client selects the list based on a set price. These are my least favorite, as it does come, close to like an hourly, and it's harder to optimize. They can be fairly effective, and it gives the lowest priced option, and it gives the client like an a la carte menu where you get to the house, check on the table. Like I have one that I do. I get a $200 check on the table. I'm there 3 to 4 hours, and there's a list of 9 or 10 things, and I just work them in order, and I do as many as I can in roughly, the amount of time that they expect me to be there. So it's more tied to a by the hour option, but I still maintain it's a difficult one. But I just to have it out there, you at least know there's an option. These are 4 ways that you can. So if you do the whole house, it's the highest price. If you offer these other versions, these other options, you can lower the price. Yet as long as you're estimating well, you can keep your average hourly rate where you want it to be. But it gives them more choices. Okay. So that concludes today's class on pricing to win. Did you learn something today that will change your business? I hope so. See you next time.